The snow had begun falling steadily by late afternoon, blanketing the narrow mountain road in a soft but treacherous white. The sun, barely visible through the thick clouds, dipped below the horizon far too early, plunging the landscape into a dim, gray twilight. The guests arrived. Trees bowed under the weight of the storm, their limbs heavy and still. At the end of the road stood the inn, a weathered building with crooked shutters and an old wooden sign swaying in the wind. The Lantern Pines Inn had once been a bustling retreat for skiers and riders. Now it was little more than a fading memory clinging to the mountainside. Vorsen didn't stir from his place by the fire, a slender woman in her 20s with dark eyes and a perpetual look of curiosity. Her backpack was stuffed to the brim, served in a dimly lit dining room with old oil paintings and candlelight. Conversation was minimal. No one asked why the others had come or where they were headed. They were just 5 travelers with nowhere else to go. And a leather-bound journal was clutched tightly in her arms. Lena and Aaron, a couple in their 40s. Lena was reserved, her voice soft and clipped. Aaron, on the other hand, had a restless energy about him, always looking out the window, checking his watch, fidgeting. A portly, an elderly man named Graham greeted them all with the same tired smile. Miles, tall, gray-haired, with a meticulous way of speaking. He moved like a man used to authority, nodding politely but keeping distance from everyone else. Middle-aged man in a heavy trench coat. He arrived grumbling, slamming his suitcase onto the counter with a loud thud. He reeked of cigarette smoke and impatience. Inside, it was warm enough, but only just. The fireplace in the lounge glowed weakly, and the walls carried the smell of aged wood and forgotten winters. "One by one," he said. "Lucky you made it. The pass is closed behind you." The first was Mr. Nex with Sophia. Then came Doctor finally. The innkeeper. 5 rooms left. They each signed the guest book and took their keys. Graham's dog, a sleepy old retriever named Rufus. Dinner was simple soup and stale bread, but in the shadows beyond the firelight, someone watched. The wind howled all night, rattling the window panes and moaning through the old beams. By midnight, the power flickered and died, plunging the inn into darkness. Graham lit candles in the hallways and handed out flashlights with fading batteries. Dr. Miles reviewed papers he had brought for leisure reading, though his hands trembled slightly. Lena and Aaron argued in whispers behind their door, and Halverson paced, muttering curses at the storm. The 5 guests retired to their rooms. Sophia scribbled in her journal by candlelight, trying to describe the eerie silence between gusts of wind. No one heard the footsteps in the attic. Aaron lay on the floor, his eyes wide open, frozen in shock. No signs of struggle, no wounds, no blood. The next morning, Aaron was dead. Lena's screams shattered the quiet. Graham burst into the room first, followed by Miles and Sophia. Dr. Miles knelt beside him. No pulse, no rigor yet. "He's fresh. Heart attack," Graham asked. Indeed, beneath the last signature, his own handwriting, was a 6th entry. They were completely cut off. Miles shook his head slowly. No, someone did this. Panic set in quickly. Halvorsen demanded a phone. The landline was dead. No reception. The snow had buried the driveway. 10. Lena found the guest book. She stood at the front desk, white as a sheet, pointing to the last page. Her voice cracked when she spoke. "There are 6 names." Keene stepped closer, eyes squinting. Liza Crane. None of them had seen a 6th guest. Sophia swore it hadn't been there when she signed. The ink was different, dark red, almost brown. Dried blood. Someone murmured. "Who is she?" Lena asked. No one had an answer. "I've read about this before. Woman named Eliza Crane, early 1900s. Came here alone. Vanished in a storm. Her name was in the guest book, too." After that, she started. ... appearing. Dr. Miles sat down heavily. Halvorsen's scoffed. "Ghost stories. but the fear was real. That night, no one slept. Sophia stayed by the fire, wrapped in a blanket, journal abandoned. Lena wept quietly in her room. Dr. Miles double-locked his door and paced. Hal Vorson drank from a flask and cursed loudly into the darkness. The wind howled louder. Somewhere upstairs, a door creaked open on its own. In the early hours, Hal Vorson was gone. His bed was untouched. His coat was missing, but there were no footprints in the snow outside. The door was locked from the inside. Graham found another name in the guest book. Halverson checked out, same red ink, same delicate, old-fashioned script. Dr. Miles turned pale. She's marking them, one by one. Sophia whispered, "Why us? You didn't know her." Graham's face darkened. "Not all of you. But someone invited her. Someone signed her in." Silence fell. Lena looked at her husband's name, now a ghost. Sophia clutched her journal, flipping pages frantically. Then she froze. In the corner of one page, in writing she didn't recognize, was a name. Eliza. "I didn't write this," she whispered. They gathered in the lounge, desperate. The storm showed no signs of slowing. Graham tried the radio again, but only static answered. "I reviewed a body found near here. A woman, frozen solid. No ID, but a guest book was found with her name. Eliza Crane. Same signature. Same red ink." Dr. Miles finally told them everything. "Years ago," he said, "I was a coroner." Graham added, "They say she waits for storms. 4 people trapped. People who forget to look back." Lena asked, "How do we stop it?" Miles shook his head. "We might be too late." No signs of struggle. The journal left open, the name Eliza written again and again across every page. That night, Sophia disappeared. Kina, no sound. By morning, only Lena, Graham, and Miles remained. "Hey, no. You knew this? You let us come." Cream sat beside the fire, eyes hollow. "She always takes 4, and a 5th. Miles asked. "The 5th survives to tell the story." The fire flared, candles blew out, a cold wind swept through the end. To remember. Hours passed. The snow finally stopped. "That's the rule." Lena backed away. Checked out Graham. Checked out Graham. Didn't deny it. "Someone has to be the witness," he said. "She demands it." Miles lunged at him, but it was too late. Hypothermic, rambling about a woman named Eliza. When Lena opened her eyes, she was alone. Graham and Miles, gone. The guest book lay open. Sophia checked out her. She stared at her name. It was the last one not marked. She closed the book, packed her bag, and waited. When rescue came days later, they found Lena walking barefoot down the mountain road. No one believed her, but in the dusty, abandoned inn, the guest book still lies on the counter, waiting